Hello everyone and welcome to another Tinto Talks episode, video dev diary talks, Tinto thing. In the last time that we talked about the Tinto Talks, the Wednesday version, we were talking about wars and war goals and how you actually get to war. And now we're going to be seeing how you finish a war, as we're going to be talking a bit about peace and how you sign peace and what peace deals look like. So, let us get into it and have a look. Welcome to the Tinto Talks, the happy Wednesday where we spill the secrets of our upcoming game with the codename Project Caesar. Last week we talked about wars and war goals. Today we're going to be talking about how wars will end as we discuss the peace system. If you played other grand strategy games of Paradox, some of this may not be news to you though, and I would argue you should keep this in mind. Peace offers. During a war, you need to negotiate a peace with either the leader of the other side, or if you're the leader on your side, you can negotiate a separate peace with a single independent country on the other side. Okay, same as EU4. One thing that is important to note is that if you declare a war for a war goal, you get to conquer a certain province, then you cannot take any other land unless you take the war goal. So, this is new. This is something that we have not seen before. This is something that many multiplayer groups have been known to add as rules in their rule set. You know, if you declare war for the city of Prague, then you are not allowed to take anything else unless you take the province of Prague first. I think that's fine, especially as you are going to be able to take land with humiliation wars. It would be nice if it was, if you declare war for anything, then you could not take any land unless you take the war goal. Because if I declare a humiliate war, maybe I'm not allowed to take any land unless I also humiliate them. Just to stop me from taking a humiliate war just to take land, you know? And getting more land that way. Anyway, to be able to take land, you also need to have control of the province capital. So, province capital is a specific location within the province that is designated as the capital. A peace offer will consist of a set of treaties that can have a total value of up to 100 peace cost. Of course, the other side would have to agree, and they're very likely not to accept anything where the peace cost is higher than the current war score. So here we have peace offer from Bohemia. They get military access. Military access is another peace deal, apparently. Well, no, that's also in EU4. Never mind. They pay war reparations. That's not new. And some gold, also not new. And yeah, okay. So that's how you do peace offers. Peace treaties. Peace treaty can be the transfer of location, province, or area. It can also be to force another country to stop sending privateers or transferring gold to you, or dismantling fortifications in a location. That is a new one. Humiliating or any other of the dozens upon dozens of possible peace treaties in Project Caesar. The cost of each treaty depends on many factors, whether it's part of the war goal or not, the amount of population that's there, and the type of treaty, and so on. So, Gostinin to the Teutons. I guess this is from Poland. You know, Poland and Teutons do start at war. A peace cost of 2.19 is due to it not being a part of Plock. I'm not sure why that would matter. Maybe the war goal is over the province of Plock, potentially. That could be it. But it not being the war goal is making the cost higher. The fact that it's the same culture and religion makes it cheaper. Power projection is making it cheaper. Belligerent is the country's ideology kind of thing. Those sliders that we saw before. Lack of control, making it cheaper. This is what we've seen before. This is kind of huge. And then control, making it more expensive. Again, don't really understand that. But yeah, numbers still are being tweaked, so fair enough. There's one thing conspicuous in its absence. Because we're going on to aggressive expansion now. We're moving away from peace treaties. We're moving away from peace offers. We're moving away from peace. We're looking at aggressive expansion. Something that's been asked for 10 years now. Two-way peace deals. A two-way peace deal is something that has been asked for 10 years. People have wanted it for a very long time. You get this and I'll get this. You get, you know, this land and I'll get this money. Yeah, 10 years at least. I'm sure people are asking for it in other Paradox games as well. Victoria 2, EU3 probably, I don't know. But it is kind of conspicuous by that being absent, I'm not going to lie. And honestly, there is not a whole lot new here. Is that a disappointment? In a way, kind of, yes. I did want two-way peace deals. But, okay. Aggressive expansion is one of the drawbacks of strengthening your own country ahead of others. Taking territory is one of the easiest ways to expand it. To increase it for aggressive expansion. While taking land impacts your own country a fair bit, it also impacts the opinions of the other countries near the source of the aggressive expansion a fair bit. If you get your A high enough, countries with low enough opinion of you may join a coalition against you. Coalition is an international organization, so the IO system, oriented around severely reducing the power of a single country. Okay, this could have been written for E4. It literally could have been written for E4 because there's nothing here that shows anything different. Like, we have seen all of this, every word. Or maybe, okay, maybe not. Taking land impacts your own country a fair bit. But is that the aggressive expansion of taking, right? I don't think, no, it isn't, because taking land impacts your own country a fair bit is true in EU4 because you're taking land. If I'm taking land, I have land, and that's impacted me. Not, but yet this could be written about EU4. Okay. But anyway, peace treaty gives Teutons 73.81. Okay, so numbers have been tweaked. Lack of rivals, unsupported use of diplomatic capacity, and he's going for a lot more locations for next 66. So individual locations, not a whole lot, but I think probably for this, Lithuania becomes a vassal. Yeah, I think the Teutons taking the whole of Lithuania as a vassal is probably going to be quite expensive. It could be that over 50 is the thing that does it here, because I feel like taking Lithuania as a vassal probably would get you a coalition in EU4 if it was even possible. Yeah. I mean, numbers will still be tweaked, of course, but maybe making them a vassal probably wasn't the play. Anyway, war enthusiasm. It comes to how willing nations are to fight, comes down to their war enthusiasm. If this is high, the AI is unlikely to accept a peace that is not favorable to them. It's determined by the state of the country, with war exhaustion, control of capital, and military strength big factors. For the leader of a side in a war, the overall military balance is a huge factor as well. Okay, there's nothing new here as well. This could also have been written about EU4. Making gains is still there. Military strength is still there, although in EU4 this was somewhat buggy, I would argue, because even if you wiped out their entire army, they could still have some, military strength score somehow. But I don't know. Saying it's a huge factor and only being 10% here is, if this feels too flat to be an organic number, and if it's not an organic number, then 10 does not seem huge. But anyway, what else we got here? Yeah, this is all old news. War participation. Most time you bring allies to help you out in a war, but they expect to be rewarded for the part they pull. The war participation is how much a country has contributed to the progress of the war. It's primarily done through battles, blockades, and sieges. You sometimes have to convince your allies to join an offensive war that you're starting, and that you can promise them part of the spoils of the war. If the part they gain from signing peace is less than their participation, they'll get upset. This could have been written about EU4. Okay. As you can tell, 33 dislikes, 21 likes, 11 informations, and 5 love hearts. This was a Okay, it's got even worse. I just refreshed. This was a controversial dev diary. And I don't think there's anything in here that is out and out bad. Nothing in here is like, oh, this sucks. Why did they put this in? This is disappointment. This is not dislike. This is disappointment. This is respectfully disappointed. That is what this is. We need to make that very clear. People are not disliking this because there is something in here that they hate. They are disliking this because I think primarily no two-way peace deals. I think that is the entirety of the reason. I think that this is something that we've kind of wanted for a very, very long time, and then to get the dev diary and it not being there is... yeah, it's a little bit... it is a little bit of a disappointment. Wow. And yeah, this guy has more likes on his comment than Johan has on the main Tinto talk. So yes, congratulations Tercio Soldier for saying what everyone was kind of thinking. I'm gonna look at the dev comments purely. I know I'm going to start going back and doing dev comments in its own video now. The reason I haven't been for the past few videos is because my parents have been visiting from overseas, and I was doing more videos a week is a little bit awkward. But yeah, when are we planning using the current favor system? Similar system, yes. When are we getting terrain map when it's ready? Fair enough. And here we go. Sad to say there's no two-way peace deals. It's not really something that's feasible to do, as the AI logic for it would be very, very complex, and all our previous negotiation systems like that have been exploitable, even when blindfolded. So, it's the standard response that we've heard before. Is that going to be good enough to satisfy people? Is the fact that AI not good enough? The answer that we had 10 years ago, is that a good enough response at this point? I think at the end of the day, I am a little bit disappointed. I did kind of want to see it. I was hoping that, you know, the AI would be good enough to know that it's not being, you know, horribly exploited with two-way PTV steel. Like, oh, I'll give you some, you know, bumfuck nowhere trash land, and you give me, you know, some good land. Or let me give you a lots of land that you have no ability to control, and then I'll just take it back later. But in return, you give me this piece of land that I really want and you really want as well. It probably would have been too computationally complex to make the AI good enough at that. It may have been a little bit too... maybe a bit too taxing. Maybe it would have required a system of how much the AI values each bit of land beyond just, you know, the war score. But yeah, that's me kind of trying to justify it as well, and I'm a little disappointed. I am. There's nothing... I thought EU4's peace deal system is fine. Right, there's nothing wrong with it. I think there was room for something a little bit more complex, and the fact that we didn't get that is a little disappointing, but there's nothing that's bad, like I was saying. Yeah, I think the things that we've seen that are new, you know, you can't take land unless you take the war goal, is new. Some new peace deal options. Stop sending privateers. Sure, that's new. I like that. Aggressive expansion. This is... I honestly, this could have been copy-pasted from the EU4 wiki. That's fine. Aggressive expansion is a fine enough system. This, again, also could have been copy-pasted. So could this. I mean, yeah... it's disappointing because we're getting dev diaries for a new game, and people look forward to Wednesdays. I look forward to Wednesdays as oh yes, I'm gonna get a Tinto Talks, let's go. What new things am I gonna learn? And I kind of just didn't learn anything new. There's nothing here that is like new. I don't know. I do like that you can transfer locations, provinces, or areas like that. That's quite nice. It would have been nice to have, a larger. If I could select entire states in EU4, that'd be pretty cool. So the fact that provinces and areas are in there as well is very nice. So I don't have to individually click on all the different locations. Would be very, very nice. Okay, yeah. There's not much more I can say. I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you would have liked to see if you are disappointed with what we saw. If you have, any ideas for what would have made this better, or am I completely blowing smoke out my ass? Is this perfectly fine? Is this what you expected? And what you wanted? Is this, any of that? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video if you liked it, and throw me a subscription if you would like to keep up to date with everything coming out of Paradox Tinto with these Tinto Talks. That's me for today. I will be back on Friday with some maps. And, yeah. Bye-bye.